it's just part and parcel of the business. And as for the huts, I would like to have, I mean, like I say, if the metal isn't any good, I'd like to have till spring to rectify, and I will replace the membranes. By that time, with spring, I can put enough money aside, a little bit here and a little bit there, to be able to purchase those. I guess that's.
Like I said, I'd like to add on Mark Jervis with Jervis Automotive. Before, when we had didn't have the fence up, there was trailers that were tarped, there was piles of tires that were tarped, because we also do tires. There's some vehicles, motorcycles, ATVs that were all tarped up. And we had gotten, somebody from the village had gotten in touch with us and said that they wanted those out of there, but that's our livelihood. So we decided we'd put up the fence to fix that problem, because then people don't see that coming from the road.
You don't see it, you can't even see over the fence. You could be standing next to it, you can't even see over the fence. It's over 6 feet high. So I mean, you honestly can't even see it. And basically, everybody around us, Phyllis next door at the, as a matter of fact, she came into the shop the other day because we were plowing for her. She goes, "What fence?" Because we were talking about the fence. She goes, "What fence?" It's like, just walk by it. She goes, "Really?" Yeah, and our clients are all the way around us. We have clients the entire block, and we've had no complaints from people that look at our shop every day. And they've never expressed, they've been clients of ours for years, and they've never expressed that it looks dumpy or that they'd like to see that go away. They personally say it looks better with the fence there, because it does hide that stuff. It's unsightly, so we try to make it look a little bit neater. But like I say, the fence does need color paint, which I would have not a problem with doing.
Is the fence properly located?
Yes,
Yes.
it's at least 25 feet from the sidewalk. So, yeah, it is an adherence to, yeah, it's well set off. It's 25, 30 feet from the sidewalk.
And the other lot lines?
It would go right to the end. It goes right up to the edge of
Or blacktop.
yeah, where we're at, where our shed is. It kind of meets there. And we also did talk with Phyllis, and she has never, like I said, she didn't even realize it was there, and it's been up there for a couple years now. So, I mean, she asked, and I did ask her, I said, do you have a problem with my fence being there? She goes, "No, it looks fine." So once I pointed it out that it was there. So I thought it was kind of funny myself.
So apparently you weren't, you didn't realize that there was a permit needed to
For the
erect that
fence,
fence?
yes.
Okay.
We were just trying to appease the village because I could understand where you didn't want to see all that clutter. I don't blame you, I don't like it either. So I myself like the fence a lot too, because it doesn't look as cluttered.
And it protects, some of the stuff we have in the buildings are like engine hoists and stuff that I can't, it's a two-bay shop, so I need a place to keep my equipment that I use for big jobs.
And we also do tire service as well. And so, yeah, we do have a lot of equipment that is in there. We also, we have motors, we've got transmissions in there. So a lot of this is vital to our business. I mean, it's part and parcel of what we do. And we have been doing for over 12 and a half years, so.
No, I don't know our fence ordinance quite as well. I put up a fence in Green Bay when I was living there. I know there's some other concerns of how transparent it is, you know, the spacing of your boards and that sort of thing.
They're all tight. It's
Okay, and
about
that's
6.5
what
feet
is required in our ordinance?
that you can't see through it. There's no
Okay.
gaps in it. It's solid, flat, 8.5, about 7 feet, 8 feet maybe. And they all adhere. You can't see through it.
Do you know if our ordinance allows for that or requires that?
From what I was able to gather from what I read, yes, it does fall
Okay.
more into compliance. I actually looked more into the, how far it would have to be from certain places, so.
Yeah.
But as far as what I could read, I didn't think that there was any problem with it. I know that it would still have to go through an inspection process. I'd like to keep it there, but then again, like I said, I'll tear it down too, so. I mean, I can use the fence somewhere else if I have to, but.
Is the metal adhered to the metal ribbing on the inside?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, and it's overlapped.
Oh,
The
okay.
top one, and then the next one goes underneath the top one.
Okay.
And all the way down, so nothing can get underneath it to start tearing it up, like heavy winds.
And that was on there when that storm came through and nothing. Like I said, we experienced absolutely no damage at our
Yeah.
shop whatsoever. The
You-
only thing we had was tree limbs from all over the neighborhood.
Is your plan to do all of the buildings like that with the metal?
Pardon?
Your plans to do all the buildings, the huts
Yes,
like
we
that?
do
with
have
metal?
both the buildings done, probably this high from the ground all the way to that side of the ground.
Okay,
So I have another pile of metal that I got from the farmer. But when Mr. Hensel stopped down and gave us some paperwork, I stopped putting it on.
Just in
Because
case
why
it
put it on
happened.
if I'm gonna have to take it back off? But I do have enough to do the full sheds.
And they are all painted, they're all one color, it's not just something that's, but it is a, like I say, it is the metal, it's, what do you call it? Corrugated?
Corrugated probably.
Ribbed, painted ribbed metal.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that the buildings are secure, they're
They're all bolted in, like I say,
a
they.
permanent foundation, cement under it, or?
No, they're on railroad ties.
Okay,
But there is blacktop under it. When we first came in there, it was all gravel, but we laid blacktop along the entire, the entire,
Shop parking lot.
yeah. So it's got that, and like I say, it's been there since 2006, and I've never had to go anywhere.
Read what I'm reading here, this type of structure, it should be reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission for their approval.
well, that's kind of my concern too with the ordinance. Do we have to change the ordinance on it, or?
On number 2, it said down toward the middle, it says, has to be reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
You had mentioned that it was grandfathered in. How does that,
According to the paperwork that I received from the village, anything that was built, those structures prior to 2008, that structure's been there since, both of them have been there since 2006, early 2006. But, yeah, that's why they would be grandfathered in, because that ordinance did not change anything after 2008. And I believe that would be line 8, basically the last paragraph of the rules and regulations of the ordinances of the village, but I believe it's number 8, probably on the last page.
06, yeah, December 1st, 2008.
These stores didn't exist at the time.
I see in number 1 there. Removal of the covering material without removal of the frame shall not be considered as meeting this requirement, so replacing the outer shell if it were to go membrane again. And I think that's where we catch in the letter to Mr. Jarovitz. What does it say here? Need to comply with the village ordinance instead of new fabric material put on them, now covering them with steel. These structures need to be removed. I think it's going back to that number 1 in J, membrane storage structures. And just seeing a portion of the ordinance, maybe that's the whole thing. I definitely appreciate your attention to this. You know, as you come in from the west there, you're the face of our community, so we really appreciate you.
Trying to get
That's why
cleaned
we
up.
did
Yeah.
that, because we do a lot of tires, and they only pick them up once every couple of months.
Yeah,
So, you got them piled up, and if we've got no sheds and no fence, they're gonna be piled right next to the building in plain sight with the trailers and
right.
everything else.
And there's vehicles parked in front of it as well, so as a rule, I mean, you don't see the fence a whole lot to begin with. I mean, we also are the U-Haul dealer here in Pulaski. So a lot of times when it's not the winter, because we keep that area open for snow removal, and we do Phyllis's next door as well. And so we will usually park our big trucks, like the 26-footers, the 20-footers, will go over in that section.
Huh.
So a lot of times you can't even, if you're driving by and we've got a 26 or a 20-foot truck, you can be walking by, you can't even see the sheds or anything else there.
And we'll even paint it green and gold.
No,
Call it done then.
no, it's supposed to be red and white for Pulaski.
Raiders,
Yeah, there
there
you
you
go.
go.
Oh, okay.
The Red Raiders.
Slacking.
I stand corrected.
So you haven't heard back from Bobby, our,
Not as of yet. Like I say, she was on vacation last week, or when I had called the village. But I would anticipate I'd be hearing from her sometime here soon.
I know she's back in town, because she called me like 3 times on Monday.
so I think we kind of have the final say, but I think, Bruce, you were hitting on it, probably needs to go to the authority that really
Bob said.
understands the ordinance. And,
Yeah.
oh, that was,
Bob said it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we need to study this and take it to the correct committee,
Okay.
all right?
Sure.
And I'll keep in touch with you if that's all right.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a motion.
You need anything else from us?
No.
Not yet. We'll see.
You know where to find us.
Have a good night.
Have a nice
Thank you.
evening, everyone.
We have
You
a
too.
motion to close the floor
So moved.
by Roger,
Second it.
by Bob Gayeski, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We've got a whole bunch of committee reports that we're all going to acknowledge as they happened. Because later on in the meeting, we'll have to vote on some of the issues that did come up. Number 10, committee reports, Economic Development Ad Hoc Committee of October 16, 2017. Chris, is there anything you want to bring to the attention of the board?
Just that there was quite a bit of discussion on the printer rebuilding, that redevelopment, and that's going forward, so moving along, I should say. But that was about all that I needed to point out.
Committee of the Whole, Board Budget Workshop number 1 of October 16, 2017. You are well aware of the lack of progress that happened at that meeting. Out of that, we did have a motion to consider to approve payment request of the Pulaski Tri-County Fire Department, invoice 640 for the third quarter fire runs, amount of $1,350.50
I'll make a motion to approve that payment.
by Doug.
I'll second it.
Bob Gayeski, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Committee of the Whole, Budget Workshop number 2 occurred on October 23rd, 2017. And we made it through with a little bit of progress on the budget. Now, basically, all we know is how much short we are. And out of that, consider approved payment request for Pulaski Tri-County Fire Department Incorporated, invoice 630 fire inspections from 1/1/2017 to 7/31/2017, the amount of $3,720.
So moved on that.
By Roger,
Second.
second by Bob Atlanta, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. The Fire Department Board of Directors met on October 24th, 2017, and the only significant thing that was they adopted the budget for the Fire Department, and they ratified the final changes to the
Bylaws?
bylaws. And the Zoning Board of Appeals was held on October 30th, 2017. And this is informational only. They recommend and granted the variance requests for Paul Pulaski. Later for negotiations, went closed session for purpose of reviewing compensation for individual non-union personnel. We will be going into closed session later on at this meeting for final action on that. Now, number 11, consider to approve ordinance 557-17, petition for rezoning for Jerry and Laura Brown, 331 West Green Bay Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Parcel BP 29-1-4 for the former Bellin Clinic.
I'll make that motion.
The zoning would be R2
Or two, yes.
by Bruce,
I'll second it.
Bob Van Lannen. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good luck. Number 12, consider to approve the 2-lot certified survey map CSN for VP 18-1862, a total of 12.334 acres. Lot 1 would be 1.964 acres and Lot 2 would be 10.37 acres. The property owner is ALM Enterprises LLC, 2203 Webster Avenue, Green Bay, Wisconsin. The applicant is Troy Hewitt, Robert E. Lee and Associates, 1250 Center Boulevard, Hobart, Wisconsin, 54155.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
By
I'll second.
second by Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 13, consider to approve ordinance 558-17, petition for rezoning parcel VP 1862. This parcel is currently zoned R3, single-family residential and used as farmland. The CSN will split the parcel into 2 lots. Lot 1 is requesting the rezoning to be B2 highway business, and Lot 2 is requesting the rezoning to be R5 multifamily residential district. Property owner is ALM Enterprises LLC, 2203 Webster Avenue, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54301. And the applicant is Troy Hewitt, Robert E. Lee Associates, 1250 Center Boulevard, Hobart, Wisconsin, 54155.
I'll make that motion.
By Chris,
I'll second.
by Bruce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good to go. You guys can stay for the rest of the meeting, but you don't have to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just let us know when the public tour is available.
I'll make cookies.
Thank you very much. Payment requests, Robert E. Lee and Associates Incorporated, invoice 72954, miscellaneous in the amount of $1,696.89. Invoice 72955, Crest Drive / Pelican Road Extension, in the amount of $13,600.21. And again, this is for the TIF 4. And the library, back at us again. 72956, library soil contamination investigation, amount $12,898.60.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Okay, so I was reading through that, and on the back side it says site name is Kirchford.
yes.
So,
That used to be.
That used to be, there is originally the Carchford.
oh, I'm thinking about the one that's around the bend, and I'm going, that's not the same place.
That's why I got confused on that last time too.
The back of the librry, basically.
So how long can they keep?
How am I
doing
supposed to know that?
this? How long
You've
can
been
they
in
keep?
town long enough to have heard that.
Oh, word, you guys are confusing.
So how long can they keep
Sorry, Paul.
popping soil? I mean,
That's what I
it's-
said. I mean, this has been going on for like at least 5 years.
That's a question for Paul Walter.
I think that this is gonna put this all to rest. I think that's what Nicole told me. At least as far as the funding mechanism with the DNR. I don't know if they're done testing. I don't know if I would be done testing right there. I know they put some new wells in a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
So those will have to be monitored, I'm sure, for a period of time.
Okay.
But I think that the DNR is satisfied with where the wells are located now and the number of wells.
So do we get reports on this if they're finding
We
problems?
get basically bills.
Yeah. We get them.
If there's problems, this isn't done, but I think that they've gotten to the limits of the contamination. They've gone to them and the initial reports, so. If you want reports, if you want to see the reports, I'm sure we can forward them to you.
Now, that's contamination from oil spills from years ago, from the cars sitting there leaking or whatever.
Oh, I think it was maybe underground storage tanks.
Underground storage
Oh,
tanks.
underground storage. Oh. I see.
Unless you park your car there.
Start sending the bills that way.
That's where they come. Rose Slick Roger.
Well, so if they've discovered the extent of the contamination, now what?
I don't know. I don't know.
They'll send a bill and tell us later.
I think that, the last time I talked, Nicole LaFont in our office has been dealing with this for a long time now. And the last time I talked to her about this was probably 3 or 4 months ago. And what I remember from that time was the DNR came back after really all this time and said, no, we gotta add more wells. They weren't satisfied that they knew the limits of contamination. And beyond that, I don't have an answer for you, Bob.
So what exactly is a well? Is that where they're actually doing the testing, or what is it?
Yeah, they're just putting a tube in the ground so they can monitor the groundwater that's there
Oh, okay.
and any contamination that might be or not.
Okay.
I guess so.
So
At least I'm on the right property now.
how viable is this property for the sake of the village selling it if the library were to move?
That's actually a very good question. And that's why we were in a hurry to blacktop that. Because that's the best way to cap it.
Okay.
And if we had, say, gravel back there, that would be an issue. And a bank would probably not want to finance a sale.
If it's not capped, then rainwater is forcing
Yeah.
that oil contamination into the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, when is this blacktopping? I mean,
It was done 2 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
oh, okay.
This isn't the first one that we had, because we had with Brad's Service on the corner. That one took a number of years, and we're also dealing with Olson Oil
Right.
on
That one's
First.
just starting.
Yeah,
Oh,
And that stuff takes, from experience, almost 10 years to get a clean bill of health.
That's something that DNR initiates?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Slajewski's, is that in Pulaski? The old Slajewski?
Yes, it is.
But it's on a
Don't tell anybody.
floodplain, so it doesn't count.
Oh, it's on the floodplain, so it doesn't count.
It'll wash away eventually.
So, moving right along, good questions, all of you. And the final one is the invoice 72957 for the PECFA reimbursement assistance, the amount of $872.50.
I'll make a motion to approve all that.
By Roger,
Second.
second by Bob Van Lynen. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 15, payment request, Gold Cross Ambulance Service Incorporated, fourth quarter subsidy for NEW paramedic rescue, in the amount of $14,416.15.
So moved.
By Bruce,
Second it.
second by Bob Gieske, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. To consider approved wine tasting event, Mountain Bay Coffee Gifts, 1146 Mountain Bay Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin, for Cindy B. Muther. Friday, December 8th, 2017, 5:30 PM to 8:30 PM. Painting evening, art in motion,
So moved.
by Bob Van Lennon,
Second.
second by Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 17, consider approved wine tasting events for Plants of Distinction, LLC, 162 West Pulaski Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin, John M. Strew, for Thursday, November 16th, 2017, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Thursday, December 7th, 2017, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Roger,
I'll second.
by Bob Gieske, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. To consider to approve operator bartender license application ending 6/30/2018.
want me to read them?
Sure.
Okay.
We're not a gas.
I have 4 of them. Rebecca L. DeMille, she's applying for the Shell station. And then I have Cynthia A. Vashaleski. She is also going to be at the Shell Station. And then I have Patricia E. Duquesne. She's going to be at Mountain Bay Bar and Grill. And then I have Michelle L. Stuckart. She's going to be at Trailside BP. These would be contingent upon their school certificates. And Chief Mark Hensel needs to run their background checks and sign off on it.
I'll make a motion to approve with those contingencies.
By Doug,
I'll second.
second by Bruce, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Number 19, persons desiring to be heard. Persons desiring to be heard. Third time, persons desiring to be heard.
Any update on the Franciscan building? I'll talk with Kristen a little bit. There are a couple things in the works. Hopefully.
Yeah, but nothing's final, you know. It's,
And a lot of pieces gotta come together.
there's a lot of pieces that need to come together yet. You know, there is progress, but there's no end date yet.
Okay.
You may have a planning and zoning meeting
Yes.
on the 15th.
I may have a planning and zoning meeting. Again, that's contingent on some things happening.
Probably be more update at the next meeting, I would guess.
Good. It's going in the right direction anyway.
Number 20, such other matters is authorized by law.
I have a question,
Yes.
and this is to Chief. Someone brought up the fact that there's a car sitting over by that your old building.
It's gone today.
It is gone?
Yeah, we marked it, we gave it 72 hours waited towing.
Oh, okay.
Was it on the street?
Yeah, it was on the street. What happened was they closed down that
Yeah.
automotive place. It must have been there for repairs. They pushed it onto the street line.
Is that a nice little Mercedes?
Yeah, so long and
pushed
short of it
it.
is, I gave
I'd
it
like
to
to have that
Performance
thing.
Auto, and
I don't know if it runs
we've been attempting to make contact with the owner who doesn't answer his phone, so we sent him a letter, sent him notifications as we would normally, and then we have Performance Auto haul it. He'll keep it until the fees outweigh the cost of the car, and then he can get it retitled, and he can either sell it or he can junk it.
That's a nice old Mercedes.
Someone brought that up, that's why I was asking.
It's one of those things that, you deal with it, and I'm just going back to reiterate how important it is maybe to have no parking all year round, because we could have been on this a lot sooner than we had been.
I know they're cleaning up most of it, but they still have tires alongside the building and such. That's I'm assuming if they don't get it cleaned up.
Well, that's the other problem with having absentee landlords. The people that aren't invested in the community, they just take all the money out of the building.
Yeah.
No comment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Such other matters is authorized by law. Department reports, Public Works,
I have nothing tonight.
Sewer and Water.
I'm just gonna brief on this, the progress of the well. I left everybody, it's a 3-page letter that tells, relive the story of what we're doing, what we needed approval from the DNR for, and the procedures. It's kind of a lengthy explanation, so I invite anybody that wants to talk further into this to call me or look me up during the daytime or something, and I'll be glad to walk you through it.